Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of the Amazing Shinsengumi Heroes in Love. We're on Okita Soji's route, and this is our last video with him going through his extras, the sequel and date scenario. So first off, the sequel, the epilogue, stay with me forever. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. It had been a long time since I came to Soji's place. I was used to being his caretaker. At first he was cold, but he gradually showed me his gentle smile more and more. Huh? Soji's gone off by himself again? I lifted my head as Hajime told me that.
That's what it looks like.
Without changing his expression, Hajime answered me. Didn't he just return from his patrol?
It seems like he was given a message from someone at the gate and went back. Didn't you hear anything from the soldier?
No, I didn't ask.
Then it might have been a misunderstanding.
He dropped his shoulders. He sounded uninterested, but it was like he was trying to cheer me up. Well, he's not doing a very good job. Look at that face. At a glance, Hajime seemed distant, but Soji told me he was a very caring person. Of course, Soji popped into my head. I felt strange. Is he avoiding me? Recently, Soji had been going out a lot. It looks like he left a message for his fellow soldiers, but he never told me. Probably because he didn't want me to question him or stop him from leaving. When he came back, he acted the same. He smiled and talked to me like always. Still, whenever I asked him where he went, he always avoided the question and didn't tell me. I guess that means he feels guilty about something. I hope it's not because of his health. I didn't want to doubt Soji, but I was so anxious I couldn't help it.
Soji seems off. Why do you think that?
I asked Toshizo, and he answered me without delay. Why? Well, something seems off, and he's always going out.
Then I'm sure he's guilty of doing something.
He said it so straightforward. My eyes were wide open.
If you feel like you want to stay by his side longer, I think it's better not to interrogate him on the subject.
Does he mean if I find out he could do anything? Toshizo's words made me more nervous. Toshizo, do you know anything? When I asked him, Toshizo's eyebrow twitched.
I'm not sure. However, I know Soji doesn't like people who pry into his business. I'm certain it would put him in a bad mood.
That was true. He wasn't the type of person to share his true feelings. Especially when it came to his weakness, he was the type to hide it no matter what. I guess that means he doesn't trust me. That really hurts.
If you're worried, I would suggest asking him directly, but he might not answer you. It's best if you just forget about it. You should believe that he wouldn't do anything to betray you.
I couldn't just forget it. Toshizo looked troubled, so I instinctively nodded. There was no way Soji would betray me. I think that's probably true. I'm sure he wouldn't do it out of malice. Just because he didn't show his true feelings didn't mean he would cheat and toy with people. He always hid things so people wouldn't worry about him. He hid his weaknesses. But even so, he might be shouldering some sort of big responsibility. After thinking that, I became anxious for a different reason. Today, I'm going to find out where he's going. Oh, this is a bad idea. Why, this would make him just as mad as asking him directly. Come on. I was determined. I secretly followed Soji after he went out. I easily disguised myself with some headgear, kept my distance and hid in order to watch him. I think he would notice. Soji is really sharp, so I had to be careful. Toshizo was right. It was certain that I wouldn't be happy if I knew what Soji was doing. I might be angry. He might hate me because of it. I was scared of those things, but I felt like I would be relieved knowing the truth rather than continually doubting Soji. Yeah, they wrote things wrong again. I hope he wouldn't notice me, as I wished that. I lost sight of Soji. I did my best to go after him. Does he actually have a destination in mind? It was when I ran out of patience following Soji as he ran around in circles. A woman started talking to him. I was far away and I couldn't see her face. I couldn't hear what they were talking about either. What I did see was the two of them walk together after they were done greeting each other. Maybe this is where they planned on meeting each other? What was going on? Was this why Toshizo told me not to pry? Feeling depressed, I watched as they left. Soji whispered something to the girl, and they went into a nearby tea house. It was more than just a tea house. It was a popular date spot. My chest tightened. Without thinking, I ended up sitting near them. Oh, that was really stupid. I was now sure. All I had to do was return to the base. I wouldn't ask him about it. I didn't have the courage to, and I felt I didn't have the right to know. If I wanted to be by his side, I thought it would be best to pretend I didn't know anything. That was what I told myself, but I wasn't sure if I could go through with it. In the end, I didn't return to the base. I loitered around here for a while. My head was convinced, but my heart was against the idea of doing those things. If I returned to the base, I would have been exhausted from worrying as I waited for Soji. Not to mention, I couldn't just pretend I didn't know anything. I tried to calm myself. I start to walk around with no destination in mind, but... Huh? Soji? I unexpectedly found him, and I instinctively hid. No way! Why is he here? He just entered that tea house with that woman. Even if he just wanted to hang around the area, not that much time had passed. If he was here in front of me, that meant he left the tea house soon after going in. Also, the woman from before was no longer with him. Soji was alone. Paying attention to see if anyone was watching, he looked around and then entered a certain place. My heart started to pound. I left quickly. What was the place he entered? I decided to wait for Soji at the base.
You sure are quiet today, Chizuru.
Did he know he was followed?
Were you sad because I was late coming back?
As Soji entered the room, he smiled and talked to me as always. I tried to smile back at him, but I couldn't. Soji let out a sigh and started to hug me because I was on the brink of tears.
You're such a bad girl. You followed me today, didn't you? Oh, I can't say that was tasteful.
He gently whispered to comfort me. He had noticed me. Then he must have done that on purpose.
That's okay. There's nothing for you to worry about. You can't trust me.
He wrapped his hands around my cheeks and looked me in the eyes. He had a kind smile. It was truly kind. I started to cry just looking at him. I saw it.
Like I was trying to tell you, that girl is actually...
What business did you have at that clinic? When I asked that, Soji's smile became stiff. The room became silent. It seemed that he didn't expect me to ask that. I could tell he was distraught.
I see. I thought I could hide it, but I guess I still need some training.
He finally said something and let out a sigh. Have you been going there this whole time? He constantly participated in the patrols, far from the front lines, and didn't train. Still, he acted the same as always, so I never suspected anything. I didn't think his illness would get worse.
You don't have to look so serious. There's no way it's because of something like that. Do I look like I'm sick?
Suddenly, Soji started to spit out words.
I just caught a cold.
But...
I even asked the doctor's daughter to write me something saying I'm fine. I asked her to write it quickly, and today I went over to fetch it.
Soji cut me off as I tried to argue with him. He explained with a smile on his face. That did sound consistent, but... Is it really just the cold? I saw him coughing from time to time. He didn't cough up blood, but it was a deep and unpleasant cough. He always told me he was fine, and that I didn't need to worry, but... He always hid behind his smile, so other people wouldn't worry about him. It might have been better if he told me he was cheating. That way only I would be the one in pain. I might get mad, but I was sure I would calm down with time. There's no way I could hate him. I was sure I would forgive him in that situation. In comparison to Soji hiding his pain and suffering behind a smile. It would have been better if he had been cheating on me.
Please don't look so sad. I'm holding in my tears as well, you know.
But then... I knew it. Before I could finish.
If I had a cold, then we wouldn't be able to do stuff today.
Do stuff? I was disappointed at his unexpected words. I showed my feelings in my words.
You think that's a shame too, right? Sorry. I'll get well soon and do my best.
Soji hugged me again. Don't you mean you'll do your best to get well soon?
No. If I say it like that, the meaning changes.
Stop messing around! I was annoyed at his mischievous smile, but on the other hand, I felt a little relieved.
I'm sorry for worrying you. I try to hide it from you.
Why would you do that? He even made it seem like he was cheating on me. His reason for hiding it. I think he was just teasing me with the cheating thing.
Well, I mean, if you knew I had a cold, I thought you wouldn't let me hold you or do other things with you.
Just like a man, although he's probably still just hiding. After I seriously asked him, he also answered with a serious look. What are you saying?
Sorry, it was just a joke. You might have caught it as well, but I thought I needed to hide it.
He added that sentence, but now I was even more confused about the truth. Maybe I was actually overthinking it. That was what I thought. Okay, enough. I understand, so hurry up and go to bed. I'd lost the will to ask him anything else. He won!
That's a very direct invitation from you.
Soji had a puzzled look on his face, but it soon turned into a grin. I was really worried. That side of him really hadn't changed. That's not what I meant. You have a cold, right? You need to rest. I'll lay down a futon for you. I'll bring some warm water and medicine for you to drink.
How heroic of you.
I'm your caretaker, after all. Not to mention, you took care of me a while ago as well.
Now that you bring it up, that did happen.
So I'll treat you well to pay you back for that time.
Yeah, it's not my fault if you get a cold.
I'll deal with that when it happens. If I worry about it now, I won't be able to properly care for you.
Well, that's true. Then I'll have to make sure you do a good job.
After saying that, Soji tapped the floor to have me sit next to him. Without understanding anything, I sat next to him and he put his head on my lap. Aww. Ah! Soji? I was shocked when he put his head on my lap. I let out a shout. What are you doing? I can't move like this. Not to mention you need to properly sleep in your futon.
I'd rather sleep here.
As he said that, he cuddled me. He rubbed his cheek on my lap. Please stop acting like a child. Even though I said that, I thought he was cute. I couldn't help but smile.
Well, this is fine, isn't it? You're the only one who's this sweet to me, Chizuru.
I meant to scold him, but with my smile I couldn't say anything back to him. It's okay if I'm sweet to you, but you have to let me take care of you.
As long as you're by my side, Chizuru, I'll feel healthy in no time. In more ways than one.
He took my hand and our fingers entangled. His fingers started to stroke my stomach like he was playing with me. I wanted to contradict him, but I couldn't find the words to say it.
Well, that's why we can't be separated from each other. You have to stay with me forever.
This time he pulled my hand closer and kissed it. Yes, I will. After saying the simple words, Soji showed me his jovial smile.
If I knew you were going to be this caring of me, I wouldn't have hid it in the first place.
Yeah, you shouldn't have.
Oh, but make sure you keep it a secret from the other guys, okay? I'll lose my dignity as a captain.
Soji smiled bashfully, yet mischievously, and I smiled at him in return. Just the soldiers, right? I understand. Then I'll just tell Shinpachi about it.
Why would you tell him?
Then I'll tell Toshizo, Isami, and Hajime.
Well, that's too many people.
Just kidding. I won't tell anyone.
You really are something else.
You're not the only one who can tease people. I'm just paying you back for all the times you teased me. When I said that, I put my free hand on Soji's head and started to pet him. My heart filled with love for him as I touched his soft skin. Being with a man who always shows me a smile, I wish that he could feel comfort and be treated with kindness as long as he was with me. I really wish I had started with his story. It's so much better, and all his endings were much more different than, as opposed to Sanosuke's, which were very similar to each other. Alright, well anyway, on to the date scenario. Dating a captain. It's your fault. It had been a long time since I'd come to Soji's place. I was used to being his caretaker. At first he was cold, but he gradually showed me his gentle smile more and more. He's still a bully, but in a mindful way. I can't say I hate it. Oh, Soji! Is your patrolling over? Job well done.
Yeah, it looks like you're doing some hard work as well. Well, the inside of the base really changed, and it's pretty now.
He petted my head lovingly for greeting him. Thank you. I'm about to make dinner. Is there anything particular you want to eat?
I'm flattered, but you can't keep cooking everything I like. Other people eat here too, you know.
How many people do I cook for? He lightly scolded me, but he had a gentle smile on his face. That's true, but I want to make you happy more than anyone else. I said that in my head.
Oh, I'm fine with anything. Well, that is, if you're making it for me.
Anything was the most difficult order to make. I thought how simple I was, getting happy over some simple words he said.
You're going to prepare dinner? Well, that's perfect timing.
Huh?
I have something I need to do. Oh, I'm going to shut myself in my room, so you don't need to worry.
Even if you tell me not to worry, telling me it's perfect timing, was it something he couldn't do in my presence? I would have understood if he had to go out somewhere and be back by dinner time. What reason could he have for keeping me away and shutting himself in his room? Did he get a love letter from someone? Oh, come on! Or is he going to write one himself? There's no way that was possible, right? I'm sure he had an important job to do. More work? That sounds tough. I was anxious guessing the possibilities by myself, so I asked him to make sure.
Huh? Oh, yes. Something like that.
However, my anxiety grew with his suspicious answer. I'll finish up dinner preparations early and check up on him. He didn't tell me to stay away or anything. If he's really working, I feel bad for interrupting him. Tired of worrying, I decided I wouldn't be intrusive if I bought him some tea. If he's busy, I can leave. I won't cause him any trouble. I just really want to know. I'm so nosy. It wasn't that I distrust Soji. There was something strange about what he said. Plus, whenever I was at the base, it felt like he was avoiding me. I was lonely when he didn't talk to me. I was a little ashamed for my thoughts. I covered my face. Soji, I bought you some tea. Can I come in? I called out from the hallway, but he didn't answer. Soji? Did he fall asleep? I thought it was strange, so I called out to him again.
Huh? Chizuru?
Finally, his bewildered voice replied. After a while, he opened the door and peeked his head out.
Oh, what's wrong? Did you already finish preparing dinner?
Yeah, it just needs to be served. It's still early for dinner time. If I leave it like that, someone else will...
Who, someone else?
Shinpachi. After I said that, Soji looked unhappy.
Oh, him.
He coldly mumbled and went back into his room. Why is Shinpachi his least favorite person here? Was I bothering you? I wasn't sure if I should enter or not, so I asked from the hallway.
Well, there's no way you could bother me. Come on in.
He answered kindly. I felt relieved and entered the room with the tea tray in hand. The lantern in the room was lit, and I saw a book in front of it. Were you reading a book?
Huh? Oh, yeah, I was.
Soji closed the book and put it on his desk. It was like he was trying to keep his distance from me. What kind of book is it? You seem to be really into it. I couldn't figure it out after asking him the first time. I was overly cautious after it looked like he was hiding something.
Well, that's a secret.
Soji casually smiled. Huh? Why? Is it the Kama Sutra?
Oh, I guess because it's embarrassing.
The contents are embarrassing? I was even more curious when he looked troubled. Is it the joy of sex? Is it how to please your lover? Oh god, I'm such a dirty old lady. I'm sorry. I'm sure my face showed it. Soji's smile quickly turned mischievous.
Oh, what kind of book do you think it is?
Huh? Well... I became flustered. It can't be... Is it that kind of book? There's no way I could ask him. Seeing me fret, Soji smiled even more.
Oh no, you're all red. What kind of book do you think it was?
It was because you said it so strangely. What kind of book is it? Just tell me. If you hide it like that, I'll just become more curious. He looked sad. Then he provocatively stared at me.
If you really want to know, take it from me and see for yourself.
Soji took the book and hid it behind his back. Hey, that's not fair. There's no way I could take it from Soji. I got annoyed and stretched out my hand. What I caught wasn't the book, but Soji's hand. Before I knew it, my face was in his chest.
You are like a moth to a flame.
He hugged me tightly, and I could hear him chuckle over me. Stop messing with me!
Am I messing around? Well, I've caught a bad girl trying to steal my book. Now, how shall I punish you?
You're the one who told me to take it from you. Even though I kept telling him how mean he was, he didn't loosen his grip.
Do you really want to know?
Haven't I asked 1,000,000 times? He asked in an oddly quiet manner. He sounded a little lonely. If he asked in his bullying manner, I wanted to tell him of course I did. When he asked like that, I felt shy and nodded. If you don't want to tell me, I won't force you.
You're too kind, Chizuru.
He let me go as he said that. In addition, he let me look at the book. This is... After reading the title, I spoke without thinking. An instructional sword techniques booklet. How is that embarrassing?
Yep.
Soji smiled when he saw my disappointment. What's embarrassing about this? I was a fool for worrying so much. I continued to cross-examine Soji.
Despite my looks, I am the captain of the First Corps. I already know the sword techniques, so why would I need a book? It's a little embarrassing, isn't it?
Is that how it is? Well, I would think he doesn't need the book. What is he doing? Just brushing up on things or something? I feel like he'd simply be made fun of.
I was taught the theories and idealisms behind it. I thought I just needed to practice.
Then why did you decide to read that book?
Well, that's because I wanted to become stronger.
Aren't you strong enough already?
Well, that's not true. I still need to train. He may not look it, but Shinpachi is very skillful. I can't afford to lose to him.
Is that so? Shinpachi must be really amazing. Soji frowned.
Huh. You seem very interested in Shinpachi, don't you?
He smiled, but his expression still looked scary. That's not true. It's because you complimented him. I thought he must be really strong. Before you praised Hajime for being exceedingly strong. At that time, you didn't mention if you wanted to beat him or wanted to improve your skills. If he went by age, he probably wouldn't want to lose to Hajime as he was younger. On the other hand, it looked like Soji was more concerned about losing to Shinpachi.
Well, there's a reason I don't want to lose to Shinpachi.
A reason you don't want to lose? I tilted my head and wondered. Soji had a bitter smile.
I've known him ever since I went to the Shiekon. It's easy to feel the rivalry between us. I get so enthusiastic, even Captain Kondo gets mad at me.
Then he does it to defend Isami? Soji's faithfulness toward Isami was massive. Soji trusted and adored him. I could understand if he was offended after hearing someone badmouth Isami, but he doesn't want to lose for that reason? I don't understand. It seems so childish. I smirked at the thought of it.
Just in case anything happens, I'm always on guard in any situation.
Soji lowered his voice and said it in a painful tone. Shinpachi would go to such lengths? Shocked, I raised my voice without thinking.
I can't say he wouldn't.
Unbelievable! I mean, Shinpachi is so kind and has a strong sense of justice. Don't you know better than to say stuff like that in front of him?
You've been defending Shinpachi a lot today.
It's because you're saying such strange things. The way you doubt your comrades.
Well, there are times when you have to doubt them. Punishing traitors is one of my duties.
He said it without hesitation. Chills ran down my spine. I knew he had to do things like that, but Shinpachi wouldn't do something like that.
Why do you think that? Is it because he's kind and has a strong sense of justice?
Soji used my exact words to question me further. Why do you view Shinpachi as such a threat? I asked undauntedly. Ever since we met, Soji had always been cold to Shinpachi. I didn't think Isami getting mad at them was a good enough reason to hate Shinpachi.
It's because you keep defending him.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Huh? Soji put his hand on my cheek.
The thing about Captain Kondo is also a reason. But more than that, I don't want you to go near Shinpachi. He's too earnest.
As he said that, he caressed my cheek. Me?
You trust Shinpachi way too much. No matter how you look at it, he has to have an ulterior motive.
He's just nice to me. We just had normal conversations. There was no flirting. He looked away from me and sounded irritated. Why doesn't it bother him when I talk to Hajime? I couldn't see that in him.
Really? I'm sure you know. You're just toying with me.
Toying with you? I've never even thought to do that. I never would have guessed Soji felt that way about me. I was sad that he didn't trust me.
Sorry. I know you wouldn't do that, Chizuru.
Soji hung his head and laid it on my shoulder.
I was worried when I saw you laughing with Shinpachi. When you're so courteous in front of him. I thought you were touched at how kind he was. I must be weak. I get so stirred up when it comes to you.
He slowly put his hand behind my back and hugged me, making sure there were gaps between us. Soji thought something like that. I thought he saw right through me and knew how I felt. I'm the one who stirred up, I said with a sigh. Soji looked up at me. He was extremely close, so my heart started to beat faster. I mean, I finished the dinner preparations early because I was worried about you. I was happy when Shinpachi took over for me because that meant I could see you. Everything I do revolves around you, Soji. I was a little embarrassed when I declared it. Soji looked a little surprised, but then he smiled.
You say the cutest things.
As he said that, he embraced me and laid me on the floor. Soji? I looked up at him and said that as he hung over me.
Oh, what's wrong?
Dinner's gonna get cold. He was already untying the bow of my kimono. What's gotten into you? It's almost time for dinner. If someone comes to call you...
I'll just tell them I'm busy.
That's not the problem.
It's your fault, Chizuru. You're the one who came here right before dinner time and made me feel this way.
I didn't mean to make you... He made it sound like I'd seduced him. My face was red with embarrassment. But that wasn't why I came to his room. Then again, if I told him I wasn't expecting anything to happen, I might be lying.
I knew I wouldn't be able to read if you were here. That's why I read it while you were gone. Yet, you still showed up at my door. It's not my fault if I couldn't do anything else, right?
As he said that, he put his lips on my forehead, and then down onto my cheek. I couldn't escape from that gentle feeling.
Not to mention I love seeing your anxious or troubled face, Chizuru. And not just your smile. Your tear-filled face, your embarrassed face, all of them. That might be why I've always ended up teasing you. But make sure I'm the only one you show those faces to.
With his sweet words, he lowered his lips onto my bare skin. At the same time, his fingers gently caressed me. It was like he was toying with me. He gradually bestowed pleasure on me. I became impatient and fell into his trap. Knowing full well what he was doing, Soji continued to tease me with his caresses. It was unbearable. It was like waiting for a wish to come true. I'm the one who's being toyed with. I felt a little frustrated. I liked that part about Soji as well. I couldn't do anything about it. Even when dinner time came, we continued to make love. After being intimate, we both dozed off. Oh, so much for dinner. Chuckling at the fact we missed dinner. Embarrassed by the fact that everyone probably knew why we didn't show up. Still, I had no chance of going against my love for him. I put my face on Soji's chest and hugged him tightly. I love Soji's route so much. Okay, the game feels so much better after reading Soji's route. I mean, it's still really short, but it's much more action-packed. There weren't any stupid misunderstandings. There was actually real stuff going on. I'm a little disappointed that he never was actually upfront about his illness, but that's him, so I understand that. And I'm actually glad that we didn't get to the point where, he's getting really sick. I'm glad we're not getting to the point where they die. I didn't really feel like dealing with that. I mean, we're going to have that playing in Hakuoki probably, so honestly, I don't know how the endings in Hakuoki are, but I know it's a much darker game and much sadder, so it's nice to have this lighter side and not have to go into that part of things on this one. I guess it's a nice, happy, short little respite of an otome game, where you're dealing with these cool historical action heroes, but not having to get into the depressing stuff so much. So yeah, now after reading all this, I feel like this game is more worth it. But we'll have to see how the other routes go. Hope to see you there on some of my other videos, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye bye everybody.